Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. I just briefly wanted to touch base on this topic about how Bakkt has rescheduled their launch date for January 24th of 2019 instead of the planned December 12th, 2018's launch date. Now, I know it's created negative sentiment in the market. Of course, I also understand that people were relying on this to be a major catalyst for some sort of bull run for the rest of this year going into 2019. Personally, I think that the timing of this couldn't be more perfect for Bakkt. Now, I wanted to mix a little bit of the information I've talked about in the past with some of the newer information that we've been seeing here, and that has to do with the tech stock side of marketing and investing. Now, in the year of 2018, we've seen major plunges with the Dow. As a matter of fact, most of those plunges took place in the month of October, I believe, where we saw roughly around $2 trillion removed in that 1 month from, again, the tech stock side of the marketing and investing. Now, some of that money has been reallocated into other stocks, according to some of the articles, but of course, a lot of that money is either sitting idly on the sidelines waiting or simply slowly but surely getting into other safe haven investment vehicles such as precious metals. But the idea here is that a lot of money was removed from the tech stock side of investing, and the reasons why I've gone over those in the past, but this article here kind of goes over that as well. I wanted to highlight one of the key issues I think is the predominant issue, and that is when the Federal Reserve increased its interest rates 3 different times this year, 2018. That has been what's been looked at as the primary catalyst for driving the plunge for the Dow. It is very likely, according to this article here, that we could see another interest rate hike in the month of December. So if that is the case, and we have heard that the interest rate hikes were primary catalysts for driving the stock market down, we could see the stock market be driven down again in the month of December. Now, of course, what I've read in the past here is that this could be something that the Federal Reserve does around the 18th or the 19th of December as far as their decision making. But again, the timing for Bakkt rescheduling their launch date for January seems to be more fitting when you start seeing information like this right here. This will give at least everybody around the cryptocurrency ecosystem some time to see what's going to happen with the tech stock side of investments as well. Because if they have another plunge, that money is possibly going to be removed and want to have at least some sort of safe haven to move their wealth into, or at least see that a company like Bakkt could be this new investment vehicle to get into cryptocurrencies. Something else here, it's quite possible that we'll see the Fed do 4 different increased interest rates hikes in the year of 2019 just as well. So again, some negative impacts that could happen with the tech stock side of investments, but even more importantly, just simply the stock market itself could potentially be negatively impacted by these particular hikes in, again, the year of 2019. More news when it comes to all of this here. We have hedge fund managers and bosses that are talking about not only have we seen major crashes take place within the stocks, but right now we're possibly dealing with what is considered very scary moments. The idea is that right now might not be the very best time to invest into stocks. And of course, we get more information about that. This is coming from Financial Times, talking about buying the dip in U.S. equities is no longer a good bet. So seeing that mixed with, again, the idea that the Federal Reserve can increase their interest rates in 2019, but also more importantly in this month of December coming up as well, which could negatively impact the stocks. Of course, something else I wanted to go over here. This is information that I briefly talked about in a previous video or two about the triple witching. Well, if you're wondering what that is, it says right here that triple witching occurs when the contracts for stock index futures, stock index options, and stock options expire on the same day. This happens to take place on the 3rd Friday of March, June, September, and December. So we still have the month of December for this triple witching to take place. And not only is it a triple witching, but it would have been originally called the quadruple witching because the single stock futures also expires as well. So 4 different types of contracts are going to be expiring in the month of December. It would make sense as to why Bakkt would reschedule their time frame of launching to see how all this plays out, especially if there is a potential negative impact, again, in the stock market side of things. Something else to keep in mind here as far as some of the news, and I apologize for kind of briefly going over this, but it has also been alerted by those who are expert analysis in cryptocurrency cryptocurrencies that we could potentially see Bitcoin fall even further than where it's at right now. Yes, we're seeing a little bit of a nice little price increase with Bitcoin and some of our cryptocurrencies, but there are those who have anticipated and potentially foresee Bitcoin hitting as low as $1,500. I don't want to put this as a scare tactic, but if you think about it, if we could potentially see Bitcoin hit $1,500, it would make sense that that price would be driven down, so that if there are any stock investors out there looking to make a better interest into cryptocurrencies, they'd want the best price they could possibly get their hands on. Something else here that I wanted to talk about as far as the rest of 2018, potentially being more focused on these particular negative impacts that have happened with cryptocurrencies, more specifically the ties to Tether. And there's been an ongoing investigation regarding Tether and Bitfinex and whether or not there's any type of manipulation there. Additional information regarding that, you can see here that as Bitcoin nosedives, regulators say that, to be investigating whether it was propped up illegally. Again, this is focused on the idea about Bitfinex and Tether. So this right here would be something that needs to play itself out very successfully, so that companies like Bakkt can be successful themselves. Again, small little nuances as far as negative sentiment for what's happening in the cryptocurrency space here. And this is just something that we'll see play itself out into the end of 2018, leading into 2019 for hopefully some positive swings in the entire cryptocurrency market. Something else here that I wanted to quickly go over. When it comes to this particular bearish market, this is another article talking about how the crypto bear market gives UK regulators breathing space to finalize crypto regulations. So at least we have some time frame here now that other regulators have the ability to work on making sure that they finalize their regulations for crypto. So again, what better timing than January for Bakkt, the entity, to actually schedule their launch date so that we can find out whether or not some of these regulations, not just from the UK, but more importantly the US, will determine what's happening with a lot of these cryptocurrencies here. Something else I wanted to kind of touch base on here, and this is something I'll end on. This is an article simply talking about how the CEO of Bakkt states that we are about to see a cryptocurrency revolution. Now, this is a little bit dated article, but the idea I think still is the same. Once we see Bakkt come to light and it actually comes to fruition in January, we could absolutely see a catalyst of a positive bull run happen, because again, if stock investors are looking for a new haven to put their money, to reallocate their wealth, what better place to put their money than something like Bakkt getting into the cryptocurrency ecosystem? So I hope all this information made sense. Again, we need to wait it out for the rest of this year, because if the Federal Reserve increases the interest rates one more time in December, that could be a negative impact on the entire stock market. Again, seeing money being removed in all of October, that substantial amount, $2 trillion, we could see something like that again happen at the end of this year leading into 2019. And if the Federal Reserve is looking to do additional interest rate hikes in all of 2019, well, what better place for investors to put their money than into cryptocurrencies, where they don't have to worry about that. Let me know what you guys think about this information. I apologize for being long-winded, but I just thought that there were too many little connecting of the dots here that would push the reason why we see Bakkt being relaunched or scheduling their launch date for January 24th. Outside of that, guys, thank you for watching and have a good day.
And hey, if you enjoyed what you saw, please hit that like button. It definitely helps get this information out there to as many people as we possibly can. And also share this content out with everybody. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. This channel has been growing by leaps and bounds, and I could not have done it without you guys. If you really want to help this channel grow, please donate to my Patreon page. Even $1 a month would be amazing and would absolutely go right into my channel to make it more professional for you guys and allow me to create even more content. Thanks again for watching, guys, and have a wonderful day.